Hey people, Indra here, BB3 Faction War. This is Deathworld Temple and Chaos Reigns with Iron Warriors versus the Death Guard. On the blue team, cynaIDe is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, alongside a couple of Plague Champions. This is the Tenso, and we have IskNorthen. These guys start off with damage over time bolt guns. They can get melee weapons, some strong utility, and support can also repair. Red team, dice roll with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. We have Katla alongside with another Sorcerer, and Ghaz rounding off the team with a Plague Champion. They are on the east side against a Plague Champion. West side, contested power turning blue. Sorcerer looking for the Doom Bolts. Did not go for it on those CSM. Oh, there we go. Not the best hit, though. This is the CSM of cynaIDe. The Tensos are right here. More heretics joining the fight. Maybe with some Nurgle worship. There it is. It would only affect the Tenso's units in there, of course. Here comes the Chaos Lord to break things up. Heretics can follow him in, maybe. The Sorcerer of cynaIDe is here. We'll look for their own Doom Bolts. There's Kill the Weak. Doom Bolts flying in from Katla. Again, didn't hit too great. Chaos Lord gets a special. Doom Bolts in on the Heretics. So cynaIDe saved theirs for Heretic. Did a decent job. Chaos Lord did some good work, but has to run. Heretics getting into the back lines on both sides. Doom blasts everywhere. Not sure who's going to win this fight yet. I think blue team have it. They've got two heroes here. The Sorcerer of Katla is cleaving through some heretics, though. Almost wiped them out. Now they're in trouble. Chaos Sorcerer does get away, I think. Oh, maybe not. Goes down. So a win on this west side early on for the Death Guard, I think. They're going to grab the contested direct point. They already have the power noded here. They have the VP in the mid. The western VP also blue for the Death Guard. East side, they're on the power. Heretics have taken some damage, but that's okay. That's what they're there for. They're going to scoot back and grab the VP. And power bashing CSM and Plague Champion here. These guys have pushed forward onto the wreck point. Double cap here for the blue Death Guard team. We've got some Raptors up, though, for Ghaz. Would have been cool to see, like, no Sorcerer allowed on this Death Guard team kind of thing. Can they jump and finish these guys off? No, there's too many, I think. Double Heretic, CSM, and Raptors now for Ghaz. IskNorthen, with Noise Marines, can jump them, of course. They could then pop their cacophony and stuff. Back to the west side. Raptors jumping in now for dice roll. Yeah, there's a dice rolls. Raptors in on the Havocs, but they're persuaded to leave by Heretics with an aspiring champion. Doom Bolts in on some grenade launcher Heretics. I feel like the Raptors may be going to stay in longer. They probably would have lost models doing so, but maybe it would have been worth it just to allow these guys to shoot unopposed kind of thing. The Havocs were sent packing. They're back at base right now. Doom Bolts. That was Katla. Chaos Lord. Gonna be a massive deal in this fight, I think. Could be the thing that swings it. The amount of damage you can soak up. I think you should get the Dark Halo going. That'll be a massive force to reckon with early on. A Dark Halo in Chaos Lord in amongst your stuff. The Tenso, though, with a Plague Sword. That's bad news for the Iron Warriors. Raptors jumping in. Chaos Lord. Oh, he leaves the fight. Goes for the VP. Havoc setting up now for dice roll. Suppressing that stuff. Noise Marines trying to get onto them with their Sonic Blaster. No, they're going for the Heretics. Look at the damage that Sonic Blaster does to those guys. Noise Marines now get their Sonic Blaster onto the Havocs and shut down their ranged weapons. And they are dealt with. I thought they were going to do better there. CSM are getting meleeed, I think. Plague Champion isn't going to be able to stay here for much longer. Has to run. Noise Marines also for IskNorthen. As we saw earlier, they dropped a model. Bunch of dead heretics. Those are all Iron Warrior heretics, I think. Chaos Lord. Gonna be a massive deal in this fight, I think. Could be the thing that swings it. The amount of damage you can soak up. I think you should get the Dark Halo going. That'll be a massive force to reckon with early on. A Dark Halo in Chaos Lord in amongst your stuff. The Tenso, though, with a Plague Sword. That's bad news for the Iron Warriors. Raptors jumping in now for dice roll. Yeah, there's a dice rolls. Raptors in on the Havocs. double melee heretics for IskNorthen, and a melee plague champion can now support them with mucus discharge too. Onto this power, 486 to 247. Nobody's doing their tier 2s, and looks like maybe Katla will go tier 2 first. If they've got their eyes on their resources, that is. Dice rolls Raptors on the western VP, back towards the mid. Lots of fighting here, Doom bolts flying in from both sorcerers. Sword of Flame up there, looks like, for cynaIDe. And Vestments of the Warp, so they can get in on the Havocs and stuff quickly. If they can stay healthy, that is. They went in on the Heretics there, actually. Some melee Heretics coming in. Might Doom Blast for control. Nope. Teleports out. Where they go? Oh, right there. And now retreats. Big VP lead for the blue team, though. 480 to 231. Ghaz, how are you doing over here, buddy? Got a Plague Sword of their own. And Raptors to support, so maybe they'll get Mucus Discharge as well. Although, Icon of Nurgle would do some work against all these heretics, eh? Raptors on retreat path here. Can they get some kills? They cannot. Back towards the west side. Got some Corn Worship for that +2 speed. They get rid of the Plague Champion. Can they get through onto this natural power, maybe? It's kind of a ways to go, eh? They might not have the mobility to do it. Thinking maybe with Corn Worship they could give it a go, but they are happy to try and stabilize here and cap up a bit. Noise Marines on the western VP. The Raptors have the... Can they jump over that? Do they have the distance on their jump? I think they do. East side, contested power going down. Have any of the Plague Champions leveled? Yes, the Tenso and IskNorthen have leveled. Starting to rotate a bit more towards the mid now. And here comes IskNorthen to join in. Might get a flank on those CSM. Tier 2s for everyone. Looks like IskNorthen was the first player to go. Plague Champion on Plague Champion action. Decent usage of the barrage there, although maybe it would have been better used on those double heretics coming in. We got a zombie Noise Marine. That's pretty good from the Plague Sword. These guys pop Cacophony, knocking down the Plague Champion of Ghaz, and they go down. That is Touch of Nurgle on those Raptors. Not sure if it's going to be triggered, though. It is. Big explosion on death from that global ability. It's now gone, though. It does heal the nearby allies, including the squad that exploded as well. Heretics being consumed. There's some Tzeentchian worship. The Sorcerer of cynaIDe getting on through. I think they're going to be persuaded to leave, though. Yeah, teleport out and runs. Blast Master Noise Marines for the Tenso. Some Nurgle worship on a Nurgle shrine. As a reminder, you can worship the shrines of your allied Chaos fellas, which is quite fun. Just some cute, confused heretics trying to worship something. What is this? Oh wow, they're trying to decap the power. They actually decapped it. These guys having to take it. Oh yeah, they're capping it, yeah. Getting confused on my sides. Raptors grab it. Stolen. Got a full bash too. Well played dice roll. I thought they were retaking the power they lost, but no, that is a stolen power point. Plague Champion still down towards the east side for Ghaz. Does Katla? No, Katla doesn't have Vestments of the Warp, and that guy's quite far forward, so it might be difficult to get them. Lots of fighting over this power still. I mean, it's like a midway point between the two VPs, so it makes sense there's a lot of action here. 384 to 224. Plague Marines on the way for dice roll. cynaIDE has a Dreadnought. I think dice roll spotted it, that's why they got their Plague Marines going. The shrine is still up, which is healing stuff. You only get the reinforcement if you worship it, though. Touch of Nurgle Heretics in there. Synergize fantastically well, of course, with Touch of Nurgle, because you can Doom Blast them to blow up a model for even more blowing up. 378 to 224. Havoc's just leveled. Still have their Heavy Bolter Dreadnought up with its default auto cannon and claw. West side turns blue. 378 to 218. Made some decent moves, the red team at start of tier 2 on that west side, but blue team are stabilizing again now. Got some chosen Plague Marines for IskNorthen. Havoc's on the way for Katla. Some kind of anti-vehicle weapon for the Dreadnought, maybe. These guys have got a Mark of Khorne autocannon, which will damage all targets. Oh, it wasn't knocked over, that means Armor of Pestilence is in for IskNorthen. Triple cap still going. Need VP, says Katla. Looks like they're going for revives. Gonna try and get the Chaos Lord first, who's right here. Dreadnought being used quite aggressively, takes a Plague Marine shot. Raptors do have their aspiring champion with that heavy melee Demon Maul. This Dreadnought should have a reduced version of melee resistance in its loadout, I believe. A 20% instead of 40% melee resist, which is handy. Now cleaving through some heretics. Plague Champion gets in on the las cannon, taking some Marco Zinch CSM shots though, and off they go. Havoc setting up. Oh, Bloodlust has been popped by dice roll. Down goes the Dreadnought. That was really far forward by cynaIDe. They did not warp it out. Not sure why. Maybe they just lost track of it, or I don't think it bugs out anymore. Katla reviving the Chaos Lord. Oh, there's a turret up from the Tenso. Triple cap still in play. They are grabbing the mid, but they don't have anyone else on any of the other VPs. And look at this, a power bash from some dastardly heretics over there. Dreadnought up now for Ghaz. Blue team are a little bit depleted in their armies though. Red team have a chance. What was that? Something just hit those Havocs over there. I'm not sure what that was. Some CSM leveling up to 3. Plague Marines exploding and then leaving. Shrine is still up here. Mark of Khorne, Chaos Space Marines now for cynaIDe. 2-1 for the blue team. Red team can't quite break out of the mid. I stood on your corpse, says Katla. Oh, I think Ghaz... Did Ghaz repurchase or something? I think Ghaz repurchased, but the Katla was there ready to revive or something. Heretics. Did they fully bash the power? They bashed all the gens. Well done, fellas. Looks like the blue team have this with a 2-1 cap. They're actually capping the mid, but red team do have something on the west side. It's the Chaos Lord himself with a Blood Maul. There's a single cap for blue. There's the no cap game. Eastern side. Oh, it was a Noxious Clouded, I think. Some heretics were there. They got Noxious Clouded. Was that Aura of Decay? Yeah, Aura of Decay from the Armor of Pestilence. Plague Champion now repairing the Dreadnought. Warp Fire just wiped out some heretics. That was cool. 1-1 cap. 378-13. IskNorthen not happy with what Katla just did to those heretics. Where is the Chaos Etiquette? Single cap now for red team. Blast Master gets a good shot. Got some zombies. Is it zombies? They're just infected. How are they infected? There was no black grenade. What are they infected by? Very confused. Noxious Clouds doesn't do that. Blast Master doesn't quite hit those guys flush. Blue team will take the mid back, I think. Katla is just leaving unless they are being sneaky, waiting for a Doom Bolts. Over on the east side, it's a triple cap now for red team. Here's me thinking the blue team had it. Red team have strong armies, and they're right back in this now. They have to be so very careful on the VPs. Predator up for IskNorthen. No mark, but it's still a tank. Zombie Raptor there, going on in the mid. Blast Master hits the Sorcerer a bit. Level 4. Heretics chasing through. Heretic on heretic action now. And here comes some zombie heretics. Thanks to that sword, Raptors get in on the Noise Marines. Keel going in from the Plague Champion. Is that CSM that died there? Was that some CSM got auto-cannoned? 258 to 13. Blastmaster gets a little shot on those fellas. Could have stayed in play, I think. The Raptors are out of there for some reason. Blastmaster hits the Blastmaster. Again, that shrine isn't being worshipped, so they can't reinforce of it. Autocannon is still shooting at that cover object. There we go. Sorted himself out. 244 to 13. Power Bash. Oh, Terminator's coming in from IskNorthen. cynaIDe is down to a single unit. Land Raider Phobos on the way for the Tenso. Can the red team pull this back out? A very good chance of it. Chaos Lord is just guarding the west side with a Blood Maul. Who dares face him? Blastmaster gets a very good shot on some heretics. More Terminators, this time from the Tenso. Ghaz is quite depleted, but cynaIDe down to a single unit. They are in tier 3 though, cynaIDe. And Ghaz is not. Plague Champion levels to 5 for the Tenso. Done some work, eh? Sorcerer level 6. Seeing some Aura of Decay knockbacks and stuff. Ghaz now fighting some heretics, trying to get some zombies. Can't get any. Why are they not dying? There we go. Level 3 heretics, eh? They were holding up well to that Plague Sword. Down goes that Plague Champion. Terminator got him with a Power Fist, I think. 207 to 13 on the VPs. Red team holding on to that 2 to 1. But now look at IskNorthen. Chosen Plague Marines and Terminators and a tank. And level 3 CSM as well. Las Cannon gets some decent shots in, then maybe dies. Does die. Doom bolts in on the Terminators. These guys with an auto-cannon in play. 190 to 13. GG, says Ghaz. Have the red team lost too much now? Maybe they were slightly overly aggressive when they got the momentum there. Mark of Corn, Chaos Predator for cynaIDe. Heretics on the way. They can try to retake the western VP now. Red team are capping the east. Blue team grabbing the mid though. And that might be the 2 to 1 that gets it. Chosen Plague Marines level, they did. They're almost level 3. Warp fire to knock them down. Raptors jumping in. Taking so much damage though, holy crap. There's a Noxious Cloud thrown in there. There's a Bloodlust from Dice Roll. Dark Flames for one of the Sorcerers. Guess it was cynaIDe in on that red team stuff there. There's that Noxious Cloud. Tank just blew up. Not sure why that tank blew up. Maybe it blew up ages ago. We'd have seen a delayed effect over there. Blue team have it with a 2 to 1 at the end. It was really cool back and forth though. At a level 7 Sorcerer for cynaIDe. The 2 Plague Champions here, level 5. And level 6, both of those swords. Dice Roll, level 3 Chaos Lord. I thought he'd be more of an influence in the mid, but he kind of stuck to the west side after a while. Katla's Sorcerer, level 4 and down. And Ghaz also with the Plague Sword, level 3. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And thanks to these players for giving us a chaos on chaos faction war. They're Tenso running things and sending in the replay. I'll see you next time.